Goals have been hard to come by for the Montreal Canadiens in recent seasons. Last year, they ranked 19th in the NHL with an average of 2.93 goals per game. That's under 3. I think Michel Therrien once upon a time said you need 3 goals to win a game. That's below that average. Will the Canadiens continue to struggle on the goal scoring front this year? Or do you see with all of the new acquisitions a little bump in improvement in terms of that goals per game average?
It should be better because of the depth, Julian. They don't have that, superstar guy who's going to lead the NHL in scoring or be in the top 10th. I mean, it's incredible to think the last time the Canadiens had a scorer in the top 10 was Rick Green's old teammate, Mats Naslund, back in 1986 when they won the Cup. That's a long time. But they have depth. Yeah. And they also, it's not all going to be on Brendan Gallagher to score. You got a lot of guys who have scored 20. Gallagher scored 30. You got Tatar, who's a regular 20-goal scorer. You got Toffoli, who's a 20-goal scorer. You got Anderson, who has scored as a goal scorer. So they have depth now in scoring. It's not all on one line or one guy. So as I said, they don't have that superstar, that Connor McDavid or Austin Matthews guy who's going to put up a point a game at least or more. But they have some depth, so I think that's going to improve their offense this season.
I think it's going to also take away the pressure from those players that you always look to score the goals. And if they're having a little bit of a drought, that it's not going to be amplified the way that it has been in the past because there hasn't been anyone else to help them out. So I think definitely they should be scoring more goals this season because they have the personnel on their roster finally to be able to help them.
I'm really interested to see what Nick Suzuki is going to do this year too. I mean, he's got so much confidence. Claude Julien the other day was saying he's not worried about him. He's mature beyond his age. I mean, it's a hockey vision in a sense. He hit a bit of a wall at the end of last season, the regular season. But as Claude said, that the kid had played in the Memorial Cup the year before. He had been at all the summer camps. He had done a lot of hockey. He sort of hit a wall where he was a little bit exhausted. Now we saw what a rested Suzuki could do during the playoffs. Now we're going to see a rested Suzuki during the season. So he's a guy the Canadiens are really counting on, and it's going to be interesting to see how many points he can put up.
And, the ones that are supposed to score have to score. Tatar has to get his act going to chip in, unlike what he did before with the shortened season. Gallagher, you know what you're going to get from Gallagher, but those other guys have been added to the roster to bring the 15 or 20 goals. Anderson, he had a 27-goal season back a few years ago, I believe, but he's not a true goal scorer. He gets goals kind of the old-fashioned way, bang, crash, get to the net. But, these guys that have been added to the team, Toffoli, they have to make things happen. They have to do their part. And, as we all know, it's a team game. Everybody has to chip in. And expectations are that these new additions, along with the players from before, are going to have to produce in order for them to have some success.
Yeah, you mentioned Anderson there, Rick. I mean, he's a shooter, and he's playing with Joy and Suzuki, who are two playmakers. So he's going to get chances. They're going to be setting him up.
And we talked, we've touched on Drouin's situation too. I mean, this is a guy that has to make things happen. He's a very smart, creative player. But the bottom line is, let's go. Let's start finding a net. So everybody has to do their part. They have the capability and the personnel to make things happen. Now, let's put all the talk behind and deliver if you want to keep people off your back from criticizing for not performing up to your capabilities.
Yeah, Suzuki and Drouin showed that chemistry in the playoffs. Now you throw Anderson in there. It should be fun to watch.
Yeah.
Any quick predictions on who will lead the team in scoring?
Points or goals? Or both?
How about, since we're talking about goals per game, let's do goals in this instance.
I'm going to stick with Brendan Gallagher, and points, I'm going to say Nick Suzuki.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to also say Gallagher for goals. For points, I'm going to have to think about that one.
That's fine. At least you got goals. What about you, Rick?
Tatar since he's looking for a new contract. Amazing how some of those guys all of a sudden bring their A game consistent when it comes down to trying to get a new contract. Points, again, Gallagher's got a soft spot with me with everything that he does. I don't think he's going to change as he's aging.
if there's one guarantee for the Canadiens this season, or only one, it's that Brendan Gallagher will play like Brendan Gallagher. It's the only way he knows how.
Yeah.
All right. We'll have to stick with that guarantee. I admit I did put you all on the spot, and I know there are commenters will have an easier time writing down who they think will lead the Montreal Canadiens in goals and in points. You can do that in the comments section below. Visit hockeyinsideout.com to check out our full episode.